Okay, we're headed to Myers Martial Arts. We're going to see Eric Meyer. Eric's been a friend of mine for several years. He's a lifelong martial artist. He was doing submission grappling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu back before it was cool. And what I mean by that is the first time I met him, he had a school that was right on a main street. His guys would be working the ground game. He had a big picture window there. Some smart ass would always roll by and harass him. And that mentality is what he had to deal with. That's the way it was before MMA got popular. Before everybody wanted to be a cage fighter, well, a lot of guys were struggling just to keep their heads above water. He was working 2 jobs to support a school that was losing money. That's the dedication that it took for him, and that's the dedication he has. Now he teaches full-time. He's got guys coming to the school every day wanting to train. And, for him, it's realizing a dream. This is really what Eric has always wanted, and, it's good to come down here and see somebody and know what they've been through and seeing it pay off for them. Eric's expecting us up here. Can't wait to get in there and talk with him a bit. He said he had a couple things that he was wanting to show us, and I can't wait to see what he's got. I'm at Myers Martial Arts with Eric Myers here. Eric is a coach to a lot of fine fighters. You got guys that fight, hook and shoot, professional. I've known you for a pretty good while.
About 10 years.
About 10 years. Tell me what it was like whenever you first started out, the first school you opened up, and what it took to get to where you're at right now.
The evolution of my life, I started karate in 1978. Started doing karate back in the day, and as a kid, and I grew up in that. As an adult, I transitioned into Shotokan karate and opened my first school in Catawba, Kentucky, and had quite a few students over there. But we just started, breaking the ice on the UFC revolution around that time. Voice was, taking the world by storm, and my eyebrow raised, like, this is pretty cool stuff. When a friend of mine brought his school over, and we worked out together, and I rolled with a 16-year-old boy, and he about broke my arm 5 times, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm a black belt in judo, black belt in jiu-jitsu, all these other traditional martial arts belts, and the 16-year-old kid's killing me. I got to look at this. So I started training with Carlson Jr. and brought him in, and got the luxury of getting my blue belt tied by Carlson, Grandmaster Carlson Gracie Sr. And it's been a long road since then. Now, even that's almost 9 years later. But man, back in the day, man, a bunch of white belts getting out there trying to kill each other, didn't know what we were doing. Still don't know what I'm doing too much, but I really fake it well. But we try our best, and man, the attitude of jiu-jitsu and MMA and everybody's mentality of the MMA realm and the BJJ realm and submission grappling has done an entire 360-degree turn in the last 8 years.
Well, a lot of people don't respect. A lot of people has come, into MMA or starting to watch MMA. They don't realize how far it's come. 10 years ago, there wasn't respect for it.
Not at all.
It wasn't a sport.
No,
for sure.
not at all.
It was a sport, but it wasn't looked at as a sport. And finding people to train or people interested in training it, I remember coming down and seeing your place and talking to you and training with you a little bit. And you were struggling back then to pay the bills.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at you now. You're a full-time trainer. You got
I'm
guys,
still struggling to pay the bills.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's intelligence or stupidity talking there.
I think that's passion,
but
man.
It's passion for sure. I mean, I'm still doing what I do, and I made the transition.
Well, if you've got time, I'd like for you to maybe show us a couple techniques or something.
I got a couple of tricks.
Can you show us how to hurt somebody?
No.
Okay.
I don't do that. I don't like hurting people. I just like making people give up.
That works better, man. That works better.
Yeah, I'm a martial artist, man. I have integrity.
Okay.
The way of Buddha, doing to others before they. No, it's as. As.
All right, man.
I live by the do too, though. Yeah.
All right, man.
going, guys? This is Eric Myers again at Myers Martial Arts in Western Kentucky, Patriots Hour Jiu-Jitsu affiliate. This is my new buddy here, Mark Hibbs. He's an up-and-coming MMA fighter and Jiu-Jitsu guy heading that direction.
Yep.
We're going to show you a little bit today. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to touch on the knee on belly, and we're going to do a knee on belly transition to an arm bar, probably not quite like you've normally seen. We're going to actually catch the opposite side from the scenario. So let's just show you what we got. So we're here, standard knee on belly position here. Most people are pushing the hips here. A lot of times I can work this arm. Everybody knows you can catch this arm here. But a lot of times the guy will try to push you off. And if he pushes you off and succeeds, boom, you get knocked off, and he's going to come up and you're going to be in trouble. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to deal with this push. Okay, I'm here, he starts to push, I'm going to come up here, I'm going to catch his arm, and I'm just going to lift, switch, and lock the opposite arm in. Make sure the knees are squeezed tight. Here, notice the leg over the face. You don't need to do this. Keep it here, and submit. Now, let's break it down a little bit slower. So I'm here. As he touches my chest, a lot of times I'll put my hand on the floor, and I just lift my hips up, and I replace my right leg with where my left leg is. But I go over to the other side. The trick is not to let my left foot hit the ground until it's by his ear. That's the trick, is I want to keep my hips floating on him until I end up on my back and hips. So I'm going to be here. I'm going to position like catch. See, I stop. I'm going to stop it here. There's your next position. My foot comes around his face. Then I fall back and catch our basic arm bar. Okay, let's meet the guard situation. We're going to address a little bit different aspect of a triangle defense from him, so I can counter that. I'm going to get into the triangle here. I've already got my triangle in. Let's say he's too strong. He starts posturing up. When he starts getting up this high, a lot of people want to try to transition to an arm bar, and they try to get the leg over, and by the time I pivot and get this out, a lot of times he's gone. So we're going to make it fast. We're going to make this transition fast. If he stands up, I'm just going to bring this foot here, and I'm going to re-hook it over his shoulder, right over his shoulder. That keeps me from falling down. And then I just squeeze my knees together, and I lift my hips, and I've got the arm bar nice and tight. Okay? The hook over his shoulder really keeps me from falling down and allowing me to stay up in position where my hips are on his elbow. So I've got my triangle. He postures up. I'm going to bring my foot over and re-hook it right there. Okay? Now he can pull back all he wants now because I'm in. Okay?